Hi everyone. So I heard a lot of people responding well to a tip I gave in a war video about using Valkyrie. And instead of pointing people to this random war video of season 38, I figured I'd make its own video so I can point people here, I guess. This is going to be a tip about how to keep your opponent holding block when you want to keep them passive. So maybe you're fighting Hazard Shift or a Gallon boss and you don't really want to be hitting them just in case you get a DOT on you or give Gallon a buff or whatever. It's not a guaranteed way to keep the AI doing what you want them to do. In any Valkyrie fight, there is a chance for the AI to just dash at you when you try and hit their block. And that's just a risk you're going to have to take. Most of the time it won't be too punishing. But obviously, to keep them holding block is the aim. So I figured I'd share the tip. So essentially, what it is, I'm going to play this fight and I'll call out what I'm doing. So when the AI dashes back, I copy them and I dash back myself. Then I can dash in and hit their block. So I'll just call it out here. So thing dashes back and I dash back. Then I can dash in. Thing dashes back, I dash back and can dash in. It just keeps them from intercepting you. Sometimes they will stutter a little bit, just like that. And if you spot that, just better safe than sorry. Hold off on the dash back in, and you can just repeat and carry on. Like I said, it's not 100% guaranteed. I found that it just really increases the chance that they will actually stay back. Also, in this fight, I'm not really fighting like it's 100% Hazard Shift. It's more to just show the playstyle and show what I'm doing. I hope you can see exactly what I mean. Thing dashes back, I dash back myself, and then I dash back in. So I'll just let this fight play out, just so you can see the whole thing, and I'll catch you for the next bit of the video. So this next tip is one that I've literally found out earlier today. So I'm going to take a risk, include it, and hope it ages well and I find some use for it somewhere. So to begin with, I'll just make some things pretty clear. The first tip was just about Valkyrie on her base kit. Unawakened Valkyrie can do it, anyone could do it with her. This next tip needs Valkyrie to be awakened and at least Sig 60. And you need to have gotten up enough bulwarks to be stun immune. This playstyle also won't replace the one that I just shown, it's just more of an addition for certain fights or stages of the fight. It is, however, I believe safer than the first playstyle. I think it keeps the AI blocking much more of the times than the dashback method will. If I say dashback method, I mean the first one, and when I say the parry method, it's going to be the next one. So I'll just play this fight and explain what I mean. So with the first method, you dash back when they dash back, and then they stay blocking and you go back in with a dash. What we're going to change here is instead of going in, you're actually going to throw a light attack. And what this does is it usually gets the AI to walk in with their block down and idle in front of you. And from there, if you throw a medium or a light attack, they'll parry you. Usually this is bad, and this happens a lot when you try to light intercept and then miss, and the AI walks towards you. But you can actually use this to your advantage here. And so when Thing dashes back, I just throw a light attack, he idles towards me and parries me just like that. From there, I can carry on hitting him into block. So time and time again, you're just going to see me dash back when he dashes back. I'll throw a light attack and he'll just walk towards me. And the timing of this light attack is something that you're going to have to practice, just to get a feel for it. You don't want to throw it too early or too late, because he might be, committed to an action. But while he's blocking, he'll just stay blocking, or he'll walk towards you, and you can get one of the easiest ins onto his block while being stun immune. So just one last time, he dashes back, I throw a light attack, and he walks in. So I'll just let the rest of this fight play out, and you can have a look at it for yourself, and then I'll sum everything up at the end. So just going back to what I said about this method being an addition to certain fights or stages of the fights, I think that the parry method and the dashback method are two different tools in the belt of a Valkyrie player. There'll be times you use one, times you use the other, and times you can use both. Using these against a fight where you can't hit them, say Hazard Shift or Doom or a Rintra boss, you would need to use the dashback method first until you got to an SP2, because obviously you won't have your bulwarks yet, so you'd have to use the dashback method. Then you could finish with a light on the block to revert your combo and use your SP2 right away. That means you'd start gaining your bulwarks, and then you can use the more reliable parry method. The combination of both of the methods won't be so much use against path fights, because the health pools they have, they're usually over before you can even get to a special 2. But for boss fights or some boss island fights, it could make them a lot safer. The parry method could also be really useful in battlegrounds, where most of the time you'll be able to reverse your combo quite easily against most opponents. Another thing for the method, if you're using it in war, you could use the Odin synergy and apply a pre-fight to her, then she'd begin the fight stun immune with one of her bulwark buffs at the start of the fight. And the same goes for her Thor Ragnarok, Korg and Gladiator Hulk synergy, but I would guess you probably aren't using those together in war very often. I just thought it'd be worth including. This method isn't limited to war. In content where the opponent doesn't have the parry mastery, like questing, you can use the method right out of the gate. You just have to watch out for someone like Mr. Negative, who has abilities that trigger off well-timed blocks, or someone like Colossus, who has the parry mastery on his base kit. And if this method turns out to be not quite as useful as I think it is, then you can always just stick with the dashback method, which I think will be great for the majority of players. I guess it's just a little bit extra for Valkyrie players who want to take it a little bit further. Overall, both of these tips will really take your Valkyrie gameplay to the next level. Accidentally hitting the opponent is one of the worst things you can do when using her, and this way you'll hopefully be hitting their block a lot more. I really hope this helps, and please let me know if these sorts of videos are useful or if they improve your gameplay. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.